I'm not sure about you guys, but a big bowl of sugar in the morning usually gets me going. I tend to opt for the classic, Fruit Loops or Frosted Flakes, but I know there are plenty of 27-year-olds who start their mornings with a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. They just don't post it on Instagram the way people post their eggs. But one man decided to post his bowl of cereal, or actually the contents of the box, on Twitter, which has become national news. Even Seth Rogen chimed in. I'm gonna tell you guys all about this Cinnamon Toast Shrimp Rat Poop fiasco. You heard me right now on InformOverload, but before I do, you guys gotta smash that like button. And that's it. So taking us to the start of this whole thing, writer and comedian Jensen Karp, who is also married to the woman who played Topanga in Boy Meets World, posted his findings on Twitter, asking Cinnamon Toast Crunch's official Twitter account why shrimp tails were in his cereal. I guess he didn't realize he bought the cocktail version. The original tweet with a photo attached reads, I quote, at CTC Squares, what a great Twitter handle. Why are there shrimp tails in my cereal? This is not a bit. After not hearing back initially, Karp then tweeted out tagging General Mills, the parent company, tweeting, alright, I'm looping in at General Mills because I'm genuinely nervous I will never eat or sleep again without answers. It wouldn't be long before Cinnamon Toast Crunch would reply on Twitter, offering an inspection of the findings and another box of cereal, to which Karp wasn't so keen on, because he might have just found rat poop in his cereal. Now it wasn't just shrimp tails that Karp found in the box. Well, I can't confirm that they are even shrimp tails yet, but it seems like they're shrimp tails. Either way, Karp decided to go through the entire box to see if there were other things that resembled shrimp tails, and would end up finding more shrimp tail looking things, a piece of string, and a few squares with small brown things in them, which some on Twitter believe is rat poop. Gross. Now the craziest part of this whole thing is that General Mills or Cinnamon Toast Crunch have tried to pass the whole thing off as, and I quote, an accumulation of the cinnamon sugar that sometimes can occur when ingredients aren't thoroughly blended. So they're just saying that it's not shrimp or anything like rat poop, but just sugar that wasn't properly blended in with the other cereal. Oh boy. Then Topanga from Boy Meets World, her real name is Danielle Feischl, or Fischl, I'm gonna say Feischl, but I like calling her by her character name Topanga, decided to check the other bag in the box because they bought one of those family-sized packs. America, right? It's actually like a regular box, but it came with 2 bags. America, right? So in the second bag, it appears for whatever reason, the bottom was taped, like with scotch tape. And if that ain't bad enough, there appeared to be dental floss in it as well. Last I checked, Cinnamon Toast Crunch doesn't get stuck in the teeth, but who knows? Now this whole situation or story is still ongoing, and by the time you guys even see this video, there may be even more updates. At one point, Jensen even asked if he was comparable to the Gorilla Glue girl, which let's slow it down a little bit, you're not there yet. She was mega viral. This is just Twitter viral as of now, we're not talking worldwide news quite yet. Still, this story is crazy and continued to unravel on Twitter right before everyone's eyes. Karp also clarified the only reason his story went viral in the first place is because of the crazy response he got from the company, who more or less called him crazy for thinking cinnamon coated shrimp tails are, well, just that. Now I can't confirm that they actually are shrimp tails, but that's not just underbaked cinnamon, guys. Come on, it's shrimp tails. Regardless, Karp shared images of these brown specks cooked into the crunch, which he couldn't do himself. Because, well, I doubt he has a whole factory making Cinnamon Toast Crunch in his room or house. Karp has since spoken with TMZ and the New York Times about his current situation, which really seems like it's going to be making headlines until we get to the bottom of the story. So as of this recording, where do we stand? Well, Karp told TMZ that a few labs across the United States are offering their services to determine what was found in his cereal, including one in Los Angeles and one in New Jersey. General Mills or Cinnamon Toast Crunch have asked that he sends the entire box to inspect, but I feel that'd be a bad call because they likely just conclude it was cinnamon or sugar, and then burn the box, throw the ashes in the sea, and then throw that seawater into space. Initially, Karp approached a diagnostics lab, a hospital, and an ER room in LA to get the objects tested, which during a pandemic seems like a great idea. More specifically, the little brown things which he fears are rat poop. As of March 23rd, which is the best day in the world, Karp told his Twitter followers that he spoke with poison control, and if it was rat poop, he wouldn't feel flu-like symptoms for at least a few days. That's even scarier given our current pandemic, but anyways. The next morning, he seemed to be okay. At one point, the official Cinnamon Toast Crunch's Twitter page released a small statement, more or less saying they aren't responsible for this and it didn't occur at their facility, but they're waiting on the customer to return the product so they can investigate. Which obviously Karp had an issue with because just a day before they tried to tell him it was just clumps of sugar or cinnamon. The company also offered to pick up the product from his house, which again he wasn't so keen on, and I really don't blame him all that much. What a mess of a situation though. Yikes, this is, oh. Now today, March 24th, Karp has let his followers know in a tweet, I quote, I am happy to report a carcinologist biologist, crustacean researcher that works at NHMLA is going to morphologically identify the shrimp using microscopy, and he will work with a team of researchers to use DNA to try and identify the putative shrimp down to species. This is happening. He said that this is happening all in capitals, so I wanted to give it that effect, which is why I raised my voice a little bit. In regards to the potential rat droppings, he's in touch with a lab who is also covering the cost of inspection, and since speaking with the New York Times, Jensen explained he wasn't planning legal action, but if he did end up eating rat poop, well, that's a different story. And yes, he ate a bowl before all of these discoveries. He also clarified at first he wanted to just raise awareness to the company, but following their insane reply, he decided to go public with it, but I doubt he expected it to become national news. Welcome to the Roaring 20s, my friends. And Carp, if you're watching this, just let your wife Topanga know I was a big fan, and like, she was one of my first crushes as a kid, so thank you. Now, as always, guys, we'll update you with what's going on here. Let us know. I just wanted to throw that in there, you know? She was one of my first crushes when I was like 10 years old. Now, as always, guys, we'll update you with what's happening here. Let us know what you think he found in his cereal, or is it just overbaked ingredients? You know, is it shrimp tails and rat poop? Is it dental floss? I think it's all the above. For now, let's do some common replies from the video. Woman facing 20 years in prison for coughing on Uber driver. Update. Vicky Smith said, I quote, he should have made sure his passengers are safe. She really expects the Uber driver to care about her safety while she was literally endangering his safety. WTF. Hypocrites. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. I think you guys know, if you guys watch Top 10 Central, you guys know how I feel about just bodily fluids on another human being, like spitting or coughing. I'd rather get punched. Like, that's a no-go. Like, if you punch me, I'll hit you back. If you spit on me, I'll probably kill you. So it's like, Swedish Sugar said, good for her, she deserves everything that's coming her way. Yeah, I mean, like, again, it's, you know, I'm glad that we got the whole picture here, and we kind of, you know, we heard from both sides, and the whole time her side has been wrong, but at least we know the whole story. My whole thing is, like, I just hate when we see one video and make assumptions based off of what happened. Not to say what, I'm not defending her by any means. I think, you know, like, complete trash, but the point I'm saying is, like, at the end of the day, you know, when you just hear one side of a story in general, in regards to anything in life, we should always, rather than jump to conclusions, hear the whole story. Because if we saw just her video first, we'd probably think that the driver did something wrong, which, oh boy. Jay Jasso said, I am totally not one about violence, but she eventually going to pick on the wrong person. It'll happen for sure, eventually in jail or prison. I don't really think violence solves much. I mean, yeah, the idea of like, if you do something and you get hit, odds are you won't do it again. But I mean, like, people break the law and go to jail and then come out of jail and break the law again. So like, you know, I don't know. And people say that jail is like way too much of a harsh sentence for some. So I really don't know what the appropriate way to go about teaching people not to do things is. Maybe just from a young age, we just teach people not to be, you know, pieces of, you know, feces, pieces of rat poop. Anyways, guys, that's all for this one. I've been your host, Jared Bronstein, and make sure you guys check your cereal before eating. Just have eggs in the morning. It's way healthier, low sugar. You'll get lean, good protein. That's what we should all do. Eggs in the morning. All right, guys, see you later.